on this computer. All right, we are recording as well as on Facebook Live. Welcome everybody. It is 7 o'clock and it's Tuesday night. So woo, woo, woo. And it's good to have some people on tonight. I have been working on my taxes today and yesterday, a little bit yesterday. And so I am going to talk a little bit about that, but of course, I also want to talk about new products again. We're just gonna flip about that, but today is the magical day. That was my message to everybody. I've been talking about it for several days and I've put a couple emails out about it. Today is the magical day. We have until 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, midnight Central Time. If you have not placed an order and you want to get in today, it's the magical day. And what that means is this: you can order the new products today. Today, the new spring products, our brand new clinical solutions products, the great new minis that we have with the 2 mask minis, and then these are the 3 hand cream minis that are together. You can get this on section 2. The buy one get one free of the pink mask, and of course the new lipsticks. So that's all available today, and all of the regular line products are still at the current retail/wholesale price. If you order tomorrow, you will pay the higher price for the regular line products. The new price increase goes in effect tomorrow. So today is the magical day that if you order today by 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, midnight Central Time, you can take advantage of all of that. So you can get the new spring products, you can get all the regular line products at the current price. You can buy one, get one free pink mask. And I'm going to talk again about briefly about the mask minis and the hand creams, because the hand creams are 1 ounce each, and 1 ounce each. So they equal 3 ounces, which is the same our regular hand cream is 3 ounces. And you get 3 different ones. So I can't emphasize enough about the fact that these minis are a little bigger than the minis we get on section 2, but we get to buy it at wholesale cost, and it's on section 1. Y'all, that's a big deal. And I really, really, really want you to consider buying a bunch of these for a couple different reasons. Number one, they make a great gift with purchase. So for instance, these 3 hand creams, you can split them up. You can take them out of the box, put your sticker on it, and put one in an order for somebody as a gift with purchase. So you get the gift with purchase, you get a section 1 credit for it, and it's not going to cost you more than the minis that we get on section 2 and don't get any retail credit for towards. And when I say the credit, what I mean by that is it goes towards your star prize, it goes towards your end of the year retail sales, it goes all towards that. When you buy section 2, it's an immediate write-off when you get it, but you don't get credit for it towards all your $225 wholesale purchase. If you need to place an order and you haven't placed one in a while and you need to get to $225, you're not spending money on section 2 just to get some great gifts. So I just can't emphasize it enough, because you can pull those apart. There isn't any reason why you can't, and use them separately. Of course, you can sell them together, because one of the things that people always want to know is, do we have travel size things? Well, the hand creams are great travel size. The mask minis are great travel size. I mean, these are wonderful. You can take them in a carry-on bag. You can put them in, you know, anywhere if you're going for a week or 2 weeks or a month or whatever, you still get plenty to use in these. And so I just can't say enough about it. Can't say enough about it. So that's my spiel. Of course, these new lipsticks, they discontinued all of the True Dimensions lipsticks, and they came out with these 8 lipsticks that have a new creamy texture to them. They're longer lasting than the True Dimensions were. They have, you know, 8 new beautiful colors, but they feel so luxurious on your lips. They just feel fabulous. So so that's my spiel for that, okay? And of course, if you do that, section 2, new beauty books, new lookbooks, because all the price increases, there's new placemats. There's a new color placemat, a new regular placemat, and I again, new skincare profiles. I can't stress enough about that either, that because they have new prices on everything, you don't want to use your old placemats. As soon as this price increase goes up, you don't want to use your old placemats. So if you've gotten old placemats, bite the bullet, throw them away, and start anew, because you've already written them off as a tax write-off when you bought them anyways. They were already a tax write-off, and now you can get another new tax write-off. So so I really want to encourage that. But now of all the stuff that's new, the other section 2 item is this. It's got 2 hair clips and 2 scrunchies. You guys know what, you know, the scrunchie to put a ponytail in your hair. You get all of this together. It comes as a set. And that is one of the new section 2 items that is just limited edition for now. So that's what I wanted to share with you. And don't forget, if you love the pink mask, which I think this pink mask is wonderful, and especially for people who have dry skin, it's really good, you know, for that. Hey, Terry Grover. Hey, y'all. Good to see you. She's on Facebook right now. She just said, hey. So, but this pink mask is awesome, and it's a special edition. And special edition is, again, they usually have it in at least 2 lookbooks. And then kind of one of those things is when it's gone, it's gone. But they're really trying this out. And if you love the pink mask, or you have customers who love the pink mask, this is one of the things that I want you to write in about and let the company know how much you love this thing, because I really think that this is a product that would be fabulous in our line permanently. It gives that clay mask feel, but it really doesn't dry the skin out, and it feels so much more hydrating for the people with dry skin, that I really think that that's one of the, it's kind of like a missing piece that we have in our masking lineup that I think would be really great. The other thing I also want to remind you about, start, you know, it's like a big thing for everybody today, is this little gadget, which is it's free when you purchase one of the Skinvigorate brush. When, you know, the new Sonic Skinvigorate brush, when you order that, you get this for free, and it's a holder for it. It holds it, and it'll hold an extra one of the brushes, or it will hold the massager that comes with that you use with your serums. And if you think this is a great idea, you can also let the company know that, and let them know that it would be really nice if you could get it as a separate entity for the people who already bought their brush and they're not buying a new brush, because a lot of people already have a brush and they're already using the brush because we had it for a little while. I think they would love to have this. And so if we could get this, and okay, so what I'm saying to you is go to In Touch, go to where it says at the very bottom, it'll say contact us, or somewhere in there it says contact us. Hit contact us, and then give them suggestions, because I know a lot of times you guys will say, well, I think they need this, or I think we should do that. And I usually agree with you. What I want you to know is telling me doesn't get it made or the change made, because as crazy as it sounds, before they make those changes and before they make their decisions, they don't call me. It's crazy, I know, but they don't call me. So your voice is just as loud as my voice. Your voice means just as much as my voice. So the more times they hear it, the more requests they get for something, the more that they're likely to do it. So your voice is just as important as mine. And so telling just me, it doesn't help. Because I'm telling you, I've tried, but they don't call me before they make their decisions. And so, you know, then it just doesn't help. So anyway, so welcome, welcome, welcome. I wanted to, a couple of different things that besides all of the, you know, the big deal, the big magical day, because today is the magical day. The one thing I wanted you guys to know is, I saw on, I don't know, one of the Facebook groups, they had, and I first I got to tell you this. Okay, look at my little, isn't it cute? This is a little filing cabinet. You can see it's only as big as my head. So it's a little filing cabinet. And the drawers come out and you can file things. And it has like little tabs, like ABC tabs and all of that. And so I had Amanda send over to Office Depot for me. There were somebody had posted this, and it was little cards, and each little card has information on how to use a product. And there were a whole bunch of pages to it. And I said, I want one sheet of each page. I want one sheet of each page. I want to look at it. I want to see it. And because I had this idea in my brain that if I had these little cards, that every time somebody orders something, whatever they order, I can stick a little card in, and it gives them some kind of instructions. So they can keep it with it. They could have it in their bathroom, and it wouldn't be big, it wouldn't be obnoxious, but it would tell them how to use it. For instance, this one is the Clinical Solutions Calm and Restore Facial Milk. So it's got a little introduction card, and it says, this lightweight formula features 4 luxurious plant oils as well as glycerin and squalene to calm and soothe your skin while delivering immediate moisture and helping to prevent further hydration loss. Shake well before use. Apply to face morning and evening before moisturizer as needed, and especially during retinization. Can apply over makeup throughout the day as needed and to calm and soothe the skin. Ideal for retinol treated skin, can be used for many mild skin irritations. So it's complete instructions, tells what's in the product a little bit, gives it complete instructions. So I had all those made up. They are now filed. And what I was hoping is, because this is the size of a business card. Each one of these drawers are the size of a business card. So I was hoping that the little cards that would go in there were the size of a business card. However, they're a little bit bigger. And even if I cut like right along the square that's on there, that square is just a little bit bigger than a business card size. So it would, so what I did was I filed them this way instead of this way. You know, I just turned the card instead of going in this way because they're too big to go this way. I turned them this way, and now they fit in. And so I'm going to make sure that Amanda gets that out to everybody. So anybody that wants to do this can do this. You can file them however you want, but I found this was on Amazon, and it holds almost all of them, but there's so many. Each drawer is completely full, and there were still these left over. And like this pack right here is about mascaras, and there's a little cardboard in between each kind so that I can still, you know, get to the other one real easy. It's got eye makeup remover, hydrogel eye patches, and mascaras in this one. So this is that wouldn't fit in. And then there was 2 odds and ends. One was for brush cleaner and one was for finishing spray. Those wouldn't fit in, but all the skin care, all the body care, all of that will fit right in. And so we can So, oops, let me show you again. So each drawer is completely filled, and they're all divided by little tabs or little things. They're all divided and they're put in like groups, like all the skincares together, like all the Timeless repairs together, then all the, you know, the 3D and then the body care and all that. They're all in here. So I will make sure that Amanda gets that file out. So if anybody else wants to do this, they're welcome to do it. You can keep them, however, if you've got some other kind of a device to keep them all stored in. But what I truly wanted to be able to, if somebody's using a product, I want to be able to pull out a card and stick it in with instructions. I want to be able to stick it into their bag with their product. And if they already, you know, whenever we have people on that are watching, like our Facebook Live things and whatever, then I know that people love instructions. And when I give instructions with how to do certain things, they're like, oh, I didn't realize that, or oh, I forgot about that, or whatever. So so that's why I thought, oh, when I saw this particular file, there were 2 products that are just recently have been or are getting discontinued. There were two on there. I can't remember which ones they were. So that you can look through and not print those 2 pages. But so I had these put on cardstock, all black and white on cardstock, and had them cut them all right at the place. They cut them all for me, although the way they cut them, it was, I had to go through and sort them all back out again, which was kind of funny. But they cut them all, and I still think it was maybe $7 to have them all printed. And there's a lot in here. This thing's heavy. So anyway, that's what I'm going to have. I'll make sure Amanda gets that file out to everybody. I don't know where it is right now, and she's the one that sent it over to Office Depot. So she's got the file, so she can make sure she gets it in an email out to everybody. We'll make sure she does that. I know she's going to be getting on tonight, even though she's late, because she was going to make a delivery. And so she was going to make a delivery first for her customer, and she was going onto that. So I have a question. Yes, Terry, we will make sure that is out, and I'm excited about it. I have a question for all of you, because I have been working on my taxes today and getting that all put together so that I can get my taxes done, because I like to get them done early. I want to know ahead of time. And so one of the things that we talked about in January was making sure that you put in each week, go in to In Touch, whether you sold anything or not, and make sure that you have a weekly accomplishment sheet completed for each week. Even if it's 0, go in, put the week in, put 0 and put nothing, or put whatever you want. And so that you know, but just so you can keep track of it, because at this time next year, when you're doing your taxes, I promise you, it will be so much easier if you have put in all of your weekly accomplishment sheets, so that you can just have it's a running total. It just adds it for you, and you got a running total of all your sales and what you need. And I can't stress enough how much easier it is when you can just pull out your figures and pull out everything and have it done, and maybe add up everything. Because even as much as I do, it's always fun to add up, like, my sales. Did I sell more than last year? You know, knowing what I'm doing and knowing if I'm selling more, if I'm making more, you know, comparing my expenses and my mileage and all that kind of stuff. I like to look at the figures and compare from last year to this year. And I sold more this past year than I did the year before. So I sold more in 21 than I did in 2020. And it was only a little smidgen more, but it was more. So it made me feel good that I knew I sold more, just that little bit. But what I'd like to know from all of you is, does anybody have a question about taxes? Because I'm going to share a thought. I want to share a thought, but first does anybody have any specific questions about taxes that they would like to have answered? Is there anybody? Okay. No hands are going up. All right. I had a conversation with a consultant who sells kind of a lot. She sells, sometimes she's on like the Princess Court sometimes. And she told me that she doesn't fill out the information sheet that I have provided many times, that my accountant has given me, so that you can fill out your Schedule C. And she said she just doesn't bother with those figures because she doesn't think she sells enough. She feels more like a hobby consultant and doesn't sell enough to make it worth her while. And I want to say loud and clear, listen, listen, guys, listen to this. This is an important statement. Please let Mary Kay do for you what every part-time, even part-time in-home business is supposed to do for you, which is to lower the amount of money that you pay the government. If you are at a loss with your business this year, do yourself and your family a huge favor and put the Mary Kay information onto your taxes with a Schedule C, so that it will show a loss, so that you will pay less taxes to the government, because you need more money in your pocket than the government needs in theirs. What if it even saved you $200? I mean, it always saved us when I was married and had children, and married and the children are older, all of that. My income could be here, but how much I paid on taxes was down here, because Mary Kay allows, because you have an in-home business, it allows you to take some deductions that you wouldn't take if you were just doing if you were going to a regular job and they were pulling out. So I don't care how much Mary Kay you do. I don't care how little you think you do. Take this information to your accountant. If the person understands Mary Kay business, it will help you. If they don't understand anything about Mary Kay, it might not, because they don't know how to do it right. And I can tell you that I had a CPA that did our family taxes a long time ago. I've known him since high school, and he's a CPA, and he's a good CPA. And yet he didn't really understand Mary Kay well enough, that when I went to the tax person that does my taxes now, who understands Mary Kay and who studied about Mary Kay and even called Mary Kay legal to get questions answered, she understands it so much that she got this form ready. So all we have to do is print it off and put the information in. Take that to your tax person, have them fill out a Schedule C. And I can tell you that a long time ago, I had a consultant who, she was younger, but she didn't have kids yet. But when they filled out their taxes, her first year, she was like ecstatic. She called me up and told me, and she said, oh my gosh, she said, we got $1,200 more back than we've ever, like, I don't know if they used to have to pay or whatever, but it helped them by $1,200 on their taxes the first year she was in the company. And I know Linda Tupin has strongly suggested this over and over. So an in-home business is something that can truly help you on your taxes. And I want to just say this: if you have never used Mary Kay on your taxes because you either thought you didn't make enough or didn't do enough or didn't hold enough parties or whatever the case is, if you've bought product and you've done anything and you have some product at your house, if you have anything like that, and you've done anything or spent any money on Mary Kay and you're not sure what you should do, please call me, because that's, as a director, I can guide you. but please, please, please call me, because when I heard this consultant who's been in the business quite a long time tell me that she has never, ever used Mary Kay on her taxes, it blew me away, because I think about the thousands of dollars that could have been in her family's pocket instead of the government's pocket. And she's allowed to just let the government keep all of her money. And that breaks my heart, because I really believe that we need to benefit from this business. And even when I was working very part-time with it, when I first started, when I wasn't doing a lot, it helped our family business. And if you're wondering how much it would help, ask your accountant if they would fill out and say, tell you, if I use Mary Kay in the business, this is how much I pay tax on. And if I didn't use the Mary Kay, what would that look like? And just ask them to give you the two figures, because that'll help. Yes, Felicia.
I just wanted to add to that, because I know you said about them knowing Mary Kay business, but if you don't have an accountant or someone who knows a lot about home-based business within itself, because you think about, if you're simply, say, for example, you ran to Chick-fil-A, because I love Chick-fil-A, and you're sitting here and you're going over costs, or even if you're not making calls, if you're working on anything in your Mary Kay, just looking up stuff in InTouch, anything that you do, all of that, you save your receipts for everything. So even so much as if you're buying outfits in your clothes, everything you do that helps you represent Mary Kay, you can claim. And that's what a lot of people, they don't understand. Like even your trip. So I know, like, you think as people that are higher up like Jan, it's not even that. If you go to Kalamazoo and say for instance, you're having dinner and you just so happen to approach someone about Mary Kay, that's a Mary Kay business, to where, I mean, a business write-off, to where you would take that receipt, because anything you do pertaining to your business, if you take a trip, it's a business trip. If you're doing anything at all for Mary Kay, if you're lugging your Mary Kay with you and you're working on your computer, even if you don't approach someone, that's a business trip, because you're working on Mary Kay for it. So I just wanted to put that part out there too, because I've had a home-based business before with daycare and stuff, and even with doing the AFC. It's so much more that you can claim on home-based businesses than what people ever could imagine. So just wanted to say that.
And the smartest thing you can do is what Felicia said, is to keep every receipt, because when I'm in doubt, I have the receipt, I'll write it on a piece of paper, and I'll say to my accountant, this is what this was for, this is what I did, can I write that off? You know, and she knows what, because, and the other thing about having an accountant do it is that if I were to get audited, she would go with me and she would help explain why we wrote that off. And she would be there to help me. And because she explained one time that if people get audited, it's not usually the whole tax return that's getting audited. Usually it's like one or two write-offs that they're questioning. So if she's willing to let me write it off, and I mean, I didn't even realize, like, when I bought a lawnmower, my guy comes and sprays my lawn 5 times, you know, from spring to fall. I buy new plants and things like that to put out front, that I keep the receipts for all of that, because it's maintenance. It's maintenance on my home that I can use. You know, I got new carpeting for in my office. I got, you know, in fact, I've got 2 things that I got on my list to ask her about this year. One was because, well, 3, because I had to get a new faucet for my sink, which that sink I use for my business to do facials with. I had to get a new faucet, and the faucet was $200, and it cost me $200 to have it installed. And then I had to get a new dishwasher that broke. And I had my basement redone, you know, and I keep a lot of my stuff from my Mary Kay business down there and the shelves that I did. So it's like, just keep everything, give it to your accountant and let her tell you if you can't, I guess. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, but keeping a receipt for everything. And it's interesting because a lot of people just think these dollar receipts for cotton balls and these dollar receipts for this and the dollar receipt for that aren't that big of a deal, and they'll throw them away. I keep every single receipt that even has a dollar on it. And because when you add all of those up by the end of the year, it could be $35 worth of cotton balls. I mean, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like any of that stuff. So keep your receipts. And if you are questioning whether you should use this on your tax return, if you're not sure, call me. I know that my tax lady, you can get your sheets done and get your information done. You can just drop stuff off, or you could mail her stuff, and then she does it, and then you can go pick it up, or she'll, I don't know, she mails it back. I don't know that for sure, but you can certainly go and talk to her. But if you have to come and pick it up, then even if it's a road trip, then you write the miles off for the next year. You know what I'm saying? Like those then would be miles written off this year. So, but my accountant has done fabulous for me. And I mentioned the other CPA that we had that did our taxes, because when I went to her and she did my taxes, and I was like, wow, that was like it was a huge difference. And I was like, we never got all that back before. We never, you know, that never made a difference before. And so she took like my last couple year tax returns and reviewed them and did an adjustment on them, because he did them wrong. He didn't give me everything, you know, and that's why, you know, so she's got this sheet that she's made out specifically for us so that we can write all the things on it that we need. And then she, you know, figures it all out for me. So, so anyway, I just wanted to touch on that tonight because it is tax time. I'm working on mine, like I said, but because of the way I keep the records and because of the sheet that she gives me to fill out, and I know, you know, I've done it over and over, I can get all everything added up, everything done, everything on the sheet, and the pile of what I need to give to her, you know, the forms that come in the mail that I have to give to her, plus that one sheet. I don't give her all my receipts. I just give her the sheet with the totals on it. And then she, and I just write out any questions, or, you know, like, oh, I bought this and paid this. Can this be included in somewhere? And she knows where to put it. And so I can just give her all, you know, so I give her the forms that I get with, like, from the company and from your bank and your all that stuff. I give her those papers and taxes, you know, yada, yada. And then I give her just the one sheet for my schedule sheet. It has all my receipts on it. And she just takes it from there and does it for me. And then the amount that I pay her, I write off the next year, you know, because what I'm going to pay her this month to do it, and then that'll be what I'll write off next year, for February of next year. So it's just I just, the peace of mind and the way to do it. And I know that I've talked about it a lot. I know I have, but I was surprised when I had a consultant that had been in a while say that to me, that it just shocked me that she's not used Mary Kay, because everything you buy on Section 2, every time you buy postage, anytime you get printing, anytime you, you know, like any Section 2 things, all your sales tax and all of that. So, and how my accountant has me do it is, on the sheet, it says your retail sales to your customers plus the sales tax. So I don't have to, quote, write off sales tax that's non-recovered, because of the way she has me record it. I don't have to do that, because she knows how much I paid out. She knows how much I've collected. And so she said, make it simple in your brain and make it simple for everybody. It's what went out and it's what came in, exact the amount that came in. And it makes it easier than trying to try to write down every person you didn't recover a certain amount of sales tax on and all of that, because the figures work out the way she does it. Because when I give her my sales, I give her my sales with sales tax. The amount that I actually collected in my hand with sales tax is the amount I give her. And then I show her how much I spent with the company and how much sales tax I paid. So that just makes it so much easier. And speaking of sales tax, huge reminder right now about the benefit of having an in-home business that is a company like Mary Kay, because it might not seem like a big deal, but I promise you it is. That we don't have to personally file the forms and every quarter go in and file a form with the state, whatever state you're in. You don't have to file a form and pay them the sales tax, but based on how much you sold and all of that stuff. And anybody else that is self-employed that doesn't have a company to back them like that has to do that. And it's a pain in the butt, I'll just tell you. And the only reason I know that is, and I was reminded of it recently, is because Steve and I were talking, and he's self-employed and he has to do that report every quarter and pay it, pay the state and all of that. And it's like, and he just said it's something he just doesn't even like to do. And it's a pain in the butt. And I was like, wow, I forget about that. I forget about what a big deal that is, but it's a big deal. And so don't be afraid to make it a big deal with your customers either. Yeah. So, but yep, I agree with Felicia. If you've had an in-home business before, keep every receipt, y'all. And I keep them not just in a big box. I keep them filed throughout the entire year. I have a filing cabinet. I have a manila folder, and I have it. There's several ways that you can do it. But I'll tell you what my accountant recommended was by category. For instance, postage, printing, anything where there's a category on this, travel, office expenses, let's see, telephone, all those different categories, have a folder for that. And then at the end of the year, when I put all my receipts together to keep them for, because you should keep them, 7 years. So they're filed according to category, because she said if they were to question something, they would question like your postage receipts or your this or your that. So if you have them all together, then it's easier than if you have them separated, like just all the receipts you had for that month in the month. Because then if you want postage, you'd have to go through each month in order to find the postage. That makes sense? So she recommended to do it that way. And so that's how I've always done it. I've always filed all the receipts by category. And but I just have, all my receipts in each envelope, and I don't have piles of receipts all over the place in my house because everything is all in one drawer. Everything for my taxes is all in one drawer, all together in their folders. And when I say I go shopping and do stuff, I grab the receipts and I immediately just drop them into the folders so that they're in the folder so I don't lose them. So that's kind of another part of it that I do. So I just wanted to make mention of that. So with sharing all that, does anybody have any other questions about taxes? Yes, Marcy.
This isn't a question and you just touched on it. I can't emphasize enough the importance of having an accountant. The $150 that Chuck and I would pay, we would get a lot more than that back. That $150 that we paid was well worth the investment. And we were married 45 and a half years, and we started having our taxes done by an accountant before we were married. And some people poo-poo that. Yeah, you can do it with TurboTax and stuff like that. But if you have to go to court, we've gone to court. I mean, we've been audited. TurboTax isn't going to go to court with you.
Mm-mm.
Okay, and okay, so you just paid $79 or whatever for a TurboTax program, when you could pay 150 for an accountant and maybe get 5,000 back, or maybe get whatever. So you touched on it, but I can't emphasize it enough how important it is, because now, one would think that and this really blew my mind. We had a lot of medical expenses, but believe it or not, with my husband being a double amputee and all the medical expenses, we never had enough expenses to qualify for like a super deduction, but it was enough that it was a deduction,
Mhm.
you know?
Well,
So
let
yeah,
me just say, and I don't want to have to learn all the tax laws because they change a lot.
right.
Um,
And they change
let,
every year.
well, let me say, my accountant and I had a conversation last time I was there last year. And I said, cause see, I'm single. This is my only income. And I'm a 1099 employee, which means that no one throughout the year, nobody takes any taxes out of me. So it's my responsibility to make sure that my taxes are paid. And so my accountant, the other advantage I have with my accountant is that she sets it up and she gives me the papers, the envelopes, and she tells me exactly when my quarterlies are due and how much I need to pay to avoid any penalties. So I have that all. She hands it to me when I get my taxes back. I already know when my quarterlies are due and how much. Now, here's what I said to her. I said, I think everybody would have a different view about taxes and about what the government uses that money for if they had to write the check like I do every quarter. You would have a whole different view of how taxes should be done, because when you have an employer, you have, or you haven't, you're a W-2 or you're whatever, so that you're not a 1099 person, and you have somebody that's getting taxes taken out of their check weekly, which you never see, it just goes away, you never see it, you don't realize how much money goes to the government. But when you write that check out yourself, you realize how much goes to the government, and you realize that they're making decisions on how to spend all that money. And I still would rather write that check out, even though a lot of people get really excited about returns, like tax return time. They get really excited about tax return. And the only thing I can think of to say is that means you let the government keep your money for a year and you don't get paid any interest on it. And it's like, I would rather write the check out. However, every quarter when that thing is due, it makes me go, gotta write that check out, but I think everybody would have a different viewpoint if they had to write the checks out that I've had to write out. And yeah, so there's been years that my quarterly was over $1,500 each quarter. That's kind of hard to swallow sometimes, but it's better. And then when I heard Linda Tupin talking about it, and Linda Tupin was talking because of how much money she makes when she was a national sales director active, and she was talking about how her quarterlies were $20,000. I was like, okay, I'm good with 15. So anyway, but all right. So any other questions about anything that's going on in your business right now, or anything else that I can answer? Does anybody else have something that they want to have a question about? If not, I would like everybody to come on. I'll call your name and you can come on and tell me what you're either most excited about, or and if you've placed your order for the new products and you took advantage of getting your order in already this month, which we've had quite a few people do that, then tell me what you're most excited about trying. So who would like to go first? Questions, comments, whatever. Anybody want to go first? Somebody. Okay, Felicia, thank you.
I'll go first. I don't have much to say about the business part of it. I'm just really excited that I've been able to hop on here a little bit more than what I had been. So even though I'm not able to run the business, it's informational to be able to come on and hear, and even to see you guys. So, and to hear what you guys have been doing. So I'm excited about that.
Good. I'm excited to see you each week. We've been seeing you more often and it's really been great. I'm really loving that. And yeah, so I did, and these are the new hand creams, the 3 hand creams, the 1 ounce hand creams that come in a box together. And then I already dropped the other thing. And the mask, buy one, get one free right now with the pink clay mask. So that all ends to the pink clay buy one, get one ends today. The new prices start tomorrow. And all the new product is available today for everyone. So pretty excited about that. I'll tell you what, these lipsticks feel so nice on your lips. They're so luxurious. So I can't remember what color I put on today. I've been trying all the different ones and I keep forgetting to like record which ones I like. So anyway, so great to see you, Felicia. Thank you. Kim, I see you've unmuted.
Yeah, I was a little premature. Yeah, I was just gonna ask you, what color do you have on?
I forgot.
Kind of
Might
looks
be a-
like the boho plum.
No, it might be the fuchsia one.
Oh, okay.
Might be. I don't think it's the boho plum. I think it is. What's it called? Fuchsia. They make these minuscule names. Fuchsia Dream. I think that's what I've got on. Fuchsia. Yeah, that's what I've got on. Fuchsia Dream. Oh, just put it just feels so good. I really like it.
That was one I wanted to try, and I just remembered when I did a video that it's in the book. I always send myself an extra copy
Yeah.
of the look.
Yeah. So anyways, talk to me,
well,
Kim.
Well, taxes, I just wanted to say, I'd be nervous, even when I was hardly doing anything. If I didn't submit it, I'd be my luck. They'd call and say, well, didn't you earn some money in Mary Kay or something? So it didn't matter if I was just doing it, very, very little. I always did a Schedule C. And in 2018, when Dave and I both retired, we got paid out for our annual leave. We made a lot more money, and that was the first year I ever had to pay anything before. And that Mary Kay dropped that payment down considerably that year. So that was really good. And every year it seems like, because I'll put in his W-2s and stuff, but whenever I start adding the Mary Kay in there, usually our return goes up. So, but that 2018, it went down considerably. I don't remember, but I remember going, oh my gosh, I've never had to pay like this. And it did go down. We still had to pay more than I wanted to, but it was still a lot less. So, and I would be nervous not doing, I don't know, because I don't want the government coming after me. So, but anyways,
Well, it's silly to leave the money in their bank instead of yours. That's how I look at it. Why
well,
put it
even
in their
when I
bank?
didn't make much, I still did, because I just didn't want them to come back and say, well, hey, you had this business and you sold products and stuff, and so, but and then I'm excited to get my order. Hopefully it comes on time, because I don't know, these order things have been acting goofy. So saying it's coming one day and not, it's supposed to come Thursday. So I'm excited to get it. I was bummed because they had a limit when I ordered the hand creams, and then I looked the next day and it said there were no limits. I'm like, well, you had a limit on the day before. So I was kind of bummed about that, but.
Yeah, they took some of the limits off. I saw that. And if you go in and in touch and, check, it's always unfortunate if you put the order in the day before they take the limit off, but they've just done an incredible job. And I know it's been difficult for them about these limits and having, trying to make it available to everybody and, all that kind of stuff. It's been hard, but so yes, and congratulations, Kim. I know that you've already earned your jewelry for the month. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And I know you had you had a good week the week before. You had a good week. And how was your week this week? I know you had a big week before.
Oh, well, last week, yeah, it was like 256.50. I've
Okay.
done two rounds of my wheel, where I sell 25 items, so it's been 50 items, so, and I already got 6 for the next, so I'm kind of do something different, something fun, giving away prizes and doing the wheel thing, just to do something different, so.
So what you're doing with your customers then is for every 25 items that you sell, you're spinning the wheel, their name goes on the wheel just for ordering, or how many items they order, or how do you do the wheel?
It's they get their name on the wheel for every $10 or more item. That's after any kind of discount or anything. So it's got to be equal 10 or more after any discount that they've gotten. They get their name on the wheel. When I get to 13, I kind of do a little prize, and I give away like an eyeshadow or something, whatever I got in the basket. That's a smaller prize. And then when I get to 25 items, then I do a bigger prize, and I gave away like one of these perfumes, the purse size perfumes, stuff that I have like limited edition or anything like that.
Okay, and so if I buy 5 items that are $10 or more, then is my name on there 5 times then?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
And I
cool.
one time I didn't even have to spin, because I had one lady do a bunch of Valentine stuff and she bought 13 items. I'm like, well, you were the winner.
Just like that. Cool.
Yeah, but yeah.
Cool.
So, and then I do it Zoom because I can't do live, and then I screen share the thing. So I do a Zoom video and then do it on there. So
Cool,
Yeah.
bean. Okay, and that's with your private customer group that you do that through.
yes.
Perfect, thank you. All right, Miss Mary, do you have anything you would like to share with us, or any questions?
Yeah, Sandy was over the other day and I was telling her about the new Clinical Solutions product. And she had already ordered like about $35 worth of stuff. And I said, well, if you bring it up to 50, so she ordered a couple more items. And for her half price item, she got one of the current she got the current Clinical Solutions. And then when my order comes, hopefully I can talk her into the other new products. So
Wonderful, and she hasn't used Clinical Solutions yet then, huh?
no. And she's been a really good friend and a good customer. So
Awesome.
I'm hoping to get her onto a few more of our skincare products.
Awesome, congratulations, yay.
Thank
Yep,
you.
I love that deal, 50, and then you get a half, an additional item, a half off. I love it. I love the idea of it, because she bought more than she was gonna buy. So if she bought like $35 worth, then she got it up to 50, then she bought the half price item. Now you got way more money in your hand. So awesome. And she's on a new product, so that's incredible. Yay. Okay, Miss Marcy. Anything else?
Yeah, I sold, let me think. 75 or 78 or something like that, somewhere in there. And I've got some people that want, the eye patches coming up. And then I have another friend that wants the concealer because she's got really, really dark circles under her eyes. So I got some things that people want, just have to get it to them.
Wonderful. Fabulous. Okay. And Miss Amanda.
Well, I actually was a little late tonight because I was dropping off an order to a customer, but I was able to place an order before the prices went up. So I have enough for my little regular customers to get them through the next couple orders, but unfortunately it wasn't when the new products were available. So I don't have any of those coming to me, but I am interested in trying some samples of the lipsticks when I'm able to order next, and the hand creams.
Good. Okay. And Amanda, these cards that we printed, did you hear me talk about them?
No.
Oh, okay. So I just told everybody I filled up my entire box, but you have to put them in this way, not this way, because they're too big. And this was left over. The whole box is full. But I told everybody that you will get that email out to them
Okay,
that has that PDF in it so that they can print theirs if they want. So I told them that
Okay.
you would get that out to them. Because everybody wants one, so. Well, some
perfect.
people do. Some people do. So just put it out to all star achievers, and whoever doesn't want them, they can just delete it. Rather than trying to figure out who wants them and who doesn't. Yes, Mary.
Right.
Did you print those cards on paper or cardstock?
Cardstock, black and white, just black and white on cardstock, and they cut them all, and it was like $7. Something around $7. Isn't that right, Amanda? It was around $7. Yeah. So,
Okay,
Are they too big for business card size?
yeah, they're too big. They're just a little bigger. And this right
Oh.
here, I got this on Amazon. You can see it's the size of my head.
Right,
And it's got the little drawers in it. And so you have to put them in this way instead of that way, because they're
So-
just a little
Oh.
bit bigger.
okay.
But
The quick view I saw of them looks like maybe they just didn't trim down the edges, but they should be able to fit at business card size.
well, I tried cutting around the square, like right at the edge around the square. I tried cutting and they still were just like
Still a smidge. Okay,
smidgen too big.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Darn.
So, I mean, it's just a smidgen, but I just put them in sideways into the thing instead of the other way. And
So if they were business size, would the print bit then be too small? I mean, if you could put them on a business card that's already perforated?
well, this is a PDF file that I did not make. I just got it from somebody else. It's PDF
Oh.
file. I'm not going to spend the time to try to manipulate it in any way.
Okay.
So yeah. So,
Okay,
yeah. And I would say the print's too small, because if you see this, that's pretty small print as it is. To get it smaller than that would just be like trying to read a lipstick. You can't even read those suckers. So yeah, I don't want to try to do that. But anyways, so Charlotte, do you, if you can you find the unmute button, and then, do you have any questions or any comments?
Yeah.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
I can.
I really like the tax information. I always try to find better ways of getting more organized. And I really like that little file. And you said you got it on Amazon. Do you know what it's called?
Mini filing cabinet, I think. Is that right,
Mini filing?
Amanda? If you just type in the top mini filing cabinet, I think it'll come up.
Okay.
Mini, yeah, it's a mini filing cabinet. Looks just
Okay.
like a filing cabinet, and it's just,
Yeah, that's cute.
I
Okay.
know. Amanda got it for Christmas and brought it over and showed me, and I'm like, I have to have one of those. They're so cute. So
That is, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But my sales were, I sold a to-go, what was it,
25?
25, yeah.
Good, good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good to have you on, Charlotte. Good to see you. Well, kinda. Good to see your name. Okay, Miss Odette, do you want to unmute? Do you have something you would like to share? Okay, she's not unmuting. All right, and Terry was on Facebook. She said hello. And she said, yes, please, when I talked about having you send that out, Amanda, she said, yes, please. Anyway, so, hey, Terry, if you have any questions or comments, you can type them in. I should be able to read it. I usually can read those on the side there. And, but I just wanted to say, I'm so excited about the new products that are coming out. I really like the new lipsticks. And I just want to say this, is that, if you haven't said anything to your customers about the price increase, don't worry about it, because they might not even notice that much. And if they do, you can tell them that what you're doing, because this has been, I know Amanda keeps posting like monthly, like a special sheet, but I can tell you this special has just been wonderful for me since I started doing it. And it's not my idea. It's there was a lady that shared this with everybody. She's very go-give and shared it with everybody, but it helped her become the queen of the entire seminar. It was the one tweak she made. And what she did was she started doing a paper with certain products on it, and she would say, each month she had a different one. And it would be that with every $50 that you spend, with every $50, you can get one additional item at half off. And I feel like my actual sales have gone up as a result of doing that. And one time I had a lady, well, more than one time, but I've had it several times. They looked at the sheet and they didn't like what was on the sheet, or didn't think they needed to try what was on the sheet. So they just said, no, thank you. Once I changed it to, well, you can get anything in the line, then an additional item at half off. They're like, oh, and they all have done it. Very few people don't do it. Very few people aren't making sure they're at 50 so they can get a half off item. People love half off items. And so, for instance, if somebody spends $200 for a repair kit, they can get 4 additional items at half off. And the key to this lady, the reason what she did was that hey, Kathy Fairbanks, she just said hello too. The reason that she started doing that program was to get her the extra sales. But she just put certain items on the sheet so that she could get people to try things that they hadn't tried before. That was part of what they did. She got them to try things they hadn't tried before. So, so that was one of the things that that she had said, and it was like, oh, okay. Okay, let me see. I'm afraid to click on something. I just clicked on one thing to see the chat. Odette said she can't unmute. So, okay. But that spend 50, get an additional item at half off has increased my sales so much. One lady, in particular, recently was going to buy just a foundation. She goes, I need a foundation. And I said, okay. And then I sent her the little thing and she goes, for every 50, I can get a half off item. And I said, yes. And her check to me was $147. And it was because she picked out 100 so she could get 2 items at half off. And she was going to buy just a foundation. So that just one that comes to mind. So I'm like, yes. So I really love the idea of it. And so you have a choice. You can do it where, you just have certain items, or you could do it and just take the one Amanda does. And on that, I had her, for my sake, I had her put on or anything in the line. And, just because I want them to buy an additional item at half off, it raises how much they spend with me every single time. So anyway, so Kathy Fairbanks, thanks for getting on. Terry Grover, thanks for getting on Facebook. I know Linda Glass is usually on Facebook. And so I just want to thank everybody that watches that way. I want to remind you that if you don't watch this live, that you can always watch it anytime you want. You can go back and watch it anytime you want if you want to remember what I say and what I do. So I did record this tonight on the actual recording. So I also will publish it on my YouTube channel. And the YouTube channel is just Jan Gensel. That's all you have to do is type in Jan Gensel and you will be able to see it on YouTube. And I want you to know that on our Jan's Mary Kay Facebook party group, anytime you just feel the urge, I don't care what other kind of postings are on there. If you want to post something to customers, or you want to do a live video on there, you want to show how to do something, you want to just put something that a picture of something you love or a product and talk about it, please feel free to do that, because the more we get on there, the better it is. And if you want to do a live tutorial, just get on and do it. Get on and show somebody how to do something with their eyes or something with their lips, or put one, if you get one of the new lip colors and you want to put it on, and then go on live for a minute on there and just go, oh, this is the new such and such shade, doesn't it look great? I love it. Whatever. Talk about how moist it is. It doesn't matter. So, and so, whichever way, it works out good. So Odette, I'm sorry, it won't let you talk, or it won't let you unmute or show your face. So just know that we're glad you're on anyways. And so everybody go out, make it a great week this week. Yes, Felicia.
And I know I've been MIA for a while, but I just wanted to meet Amanda. I'm not familiar with Amanda. I know in the emails and everything, I've heard her name a lot. She's a little cutie. Hello to you. Just wanted to know a little bit about her.
Okay, Amanda. Amanda is my new assistant.
That's
She
what I thought.
started, yeah, when did you start, Amanda? I can't remember when you started.
Back in December is when we first started talking and stuff.
Yeah. So go ahead and share a little bit, Amanda.
Well, I've been with Mary Kay for about 3 years now. Joined under Jan. And but I worked for Office Depot for about 7 years. So that's how I first met Jan, is I worked back in the print department. So I saw her and a couple other of the Mary Kay ladies who came in. And so I know the
She saw me all the time.
yeah.
I'm
So
sorry.
I actually went over to Jan's house one day to pick up something for a customer of mine, and I left Office Depot back in August, and I just happened to mention, I was like, there's got to be some way I can combine my knowledge of all the print stuff from Office Depot with Mary Kay. And she said, well, my assistant just left. And we were kind of like, well, there we go.
Here she is. Yeah, and I gotta say, Amanda, I always say, when you need something, put it out into the universe. You gotta say it out loud somewhere. If you need things, you say it out loud somewhere. And I was just like, had just been talking about it. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've got to figure out what to do, because I don't want to go back to doing everything myself again, because I got kind of used to having somebody else being able to do something. But I also, Amanda walked in and I just was like, have you ever had that moment where you're like, you almost can hear people singing in the background, like, this is the answer. I mean, that's what it was like, literally, for me. It probably wasn't for her, but it was for me. I was like, oh. And somebody was here that day too. I don't remember who was here, but somebody was here. And when you left, Amanda, I just turned around and I was like, oh my gosh, oh, this is going to be so perfect. I hope she says yes, because also Amanda is awesome when it comes to the computer and all this stuff and all this technical stuff. She's awesome, and she can think as fast as I do. And that, I don't want to sound weird with that, but sometimes my mind's going this fast. And if I'm talking to somebody and they're going this fast, my mind's going like this. So it's like she can keep up with me usually. And if she can't, she asks the best questions. Like, or I send something and she's like, well, what do you mean by that? Or what am I supposed to do with that? And so I love it. And so thank you, Amanda. And I just want you all to know that if you have questions, she ask, let's say, ask me what you need help with, or ask, because it's really good. And she does beautiful artistic work when it comes to all that stuff. If you've noticed a difference in the newsletter, if you've noticed a difference with some of the flyers. And what's really cool, Felicia, is that I can call her up and I can say, here's my idea. And she shoots it back to me and it looks fabulous. So yeah. So.
And the same goes for anybody else. If they have any questions in the unit about designing something, or they're trying to do something on Publisher, feel free to message me. And if I don't know right away, I'll try and figure it out and get back to you. But I definitely want to find a way to use that knowledge to help everybody with their business now too. So.
Yeah, isn't that exciting? Thank you for asking. And is there anything else, Amanda, that you wanted to share about yourself? Yeah, she's one of my consultants. She's one of my personal consultants too. And I have to laugh because Amanda, oh my gosh, back then I went into Office Depot all the time, like all the time. And back then I would walk in and I would have an idea, and Amanda would be able to, she could fix it or take care of it every single time. Like never once could she not. And now I go in there. They don't have the quality, Amanda, of when you were there. And even when
I appreciate that.
Yeah, they don't have the quality that you have, that you were when they had you. They lost. My gain was their loss, that's for sure. My gain was their loss. But yeah, so you know, I just want to applaud Amanda because of all her work and how, I mean, she just, there's things that I need and want. I can bounce things off of her. She's, and you know, she can help me a lot with the explanation of things because she gives me from a consultant who hasn't been in as long as I have, and that she gives me that good bounce off. So it's really good. Yeah. I'll say, Amanda, fix it for me. Fix it for me. Or I'll say, I know this doesn't sound right, but I know you'll come up with it. And she does, and it's wonderful. So right now she's invaluable. I mean, is that the right word? Unreplaceable. So, and very appreciated, very appreciated. Mary Kay always told us that we should have an assistant, and it took me a long time to get to that point. And then once I did, I wanted one, and then she quit. And then it just seemed like there was so much I didn't have to train on when I got Amanda, because she already knew how to do so much. So that was really great. And she knows Mary Kay, and she knows Mary Kay lingo because she's been a consultant for 3 years. So she kind of knew that aspect of it as well. So it was perfect storm. So thank you guys. Have an awesome week. Love you guys. And I really appreciate everybody. And you got till 1 a.m. If you haven't placed your order yet tonight, you got till 1 a.m. Eastern time, midnight Central time to get an order together. So if you have questions, feel free to call me. Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Okay, now I got to stop the recording.